Good morning. I intended not to make any videos this morning, but I just simply had to tell you about this because it was amazing. I had a really, really, really bad sore throat. I couldn't even swallow in it. It hurt to breathe. It hurt my throat, not my lungs. And I was like, oh, how am I going to make it through today? I'll probably end up sleeping a lot, is what I thought. But you know what I did? I tried, well, first thing I did is I was like, I wanted a candy, and I saw my peppermint up there, and I thought, no, I'm not going to eat a peppermint. So I had a Ricola, and in it had on the wrapper something about herbs, and it was in lots of different languages. Now, I say something because I can read English, but it didn't translate in the other languages, so it said all herbs. But anyway, so it got me thinking about herbs and natural remedies. And I found one that worked, and my throat doesn't hurt at all, and I feel so much better. It's slippery elm. And I had a tea with slippery elm in it. And I thought, well, it won't do anything, but at least I'll be able to swallow it. It's called Throat Coat. I had bought it a couple years ago for Joseph's sore throat because he doesn't want to take medicine. He couldn't swallow anyway, so he thought it sounded disgusting. He didn't want it when I read the package to him and how it had all these herbs. Not because I was thinking, well, what did they do when they got sore throats before they had medicine? And isn't all medicine basically derived from discoveries that have been made botanically? Anyway, maybe I'm picking that up from Stargate because they always say that in Stargate about the flora and the fauna, and that's where all the medicine comes from. And who knows, maybe they'll find on a new planet, they'll find a herb that cures cancer. I doubt they interfere with the telomere, but I did find on one, not I, but the people found on one planet, the Stargate didn't have any way to power it. And these people found a plant that did somehow fusion, atomic fusion, and so the plant itself produced a lot of energy. Oh, really quick, I'll tell you that. I know I started talking. I promise I'm not going to because I got my breakfast right here. But Joseph the other day was talking to me, and we came up with an idea for a power supply, a loop of power. I don't know how he came up with it. I don't even really understand. His had something to do with magnetism. But then when Mary tried to butt in, Joe told her to go away because she didn't know what he was talking about. I said, no, Mary, you're really smart too. You come up with a different idea because we went to Disney World last summer and they went a test track and Mary beat Joseph. But Joseph beat the prototype, and the one comment they made, it felt like an honorable mention kind of comment. But when it talked about his design, it said that it would actually go into production, whereas Mary's wouldn't. It scored a lot higher on feasibility of actually being produced because hers didn't even look like a vehicle. It ended up winning. She was just crazy. But anyway, he told her, you don't understand what we're talking about. And so she ended up coming up with some idea, and it was the exact same idea he came up with. My idea was a little bit different. I went and researched to see if it was real or not, because supposedly artificial light can power solar powers because they capture light energy and convert it into energy in a battery. I was thinking, well, couldn't we then use the solar power? It loses some from the sun, but couldn't we use the sun first to power a light that gave energy to other batteries? Anyway, and then Joseph came up with a way it could loop, and his dad said no, it loses power, so it couldn't just keep looping and looping and looping. It would lose power every time. It would be like talking Stargate again with the Asgard. The problem they have with cloning, you can clone, but every time you lose a little bit of information or something, and now they can't clone anymore. Now they're to the point where the race is going to die out because they can't reproduce without cloning. And the cloning isn't feasible anyway, and so they're trying to figure out how to do it. Well, I don't know, it's over now, I think, so I don't know if they ever figured it out. Anyway, all that from just telling you that I found a natural herb and my sore throat is gone. I made some throat coat tea and drank it, and my sore throat went away. I think it still hurts, but at least I can eat now and I can breathe and do all that. It was just so wonderful. I wanted to do a plug. Slippery Elm works. You think all those redneck remedies, they don't work? Well, they do. Seriously, I can tell you, I could not breathe. I was in so much pain. And I was like, what on earth am I going to do? And I drank some of that tea, and now my throat doesn't hurt at all. So it does work.